Daughter asks to share food with a poor mother holding babies. And what the billionaire father does next shocks everyone in the restaurant. The fork stopped in mid-air. Chloe Hayes, 5 years old, with blonde hair falling over her shoulders and crystal blue eyes fixed on the window, was no longer paying attention to the plate of pasta in front of her. The red sauce was slowly cooling, the melted cheese beginning to harden. "Daddy!" Logan looked up from his phone. Endless emails, scheduled meetings, spreadsheets waiting for approval. The routine that never stopped, even on a Saturday afternoon that was supposed to be just for him and his daughter. But something in Chloe's voice made all of that vanish in an instant. "Guys, what is it, sweetie?" "There's a lady outside." She pointed discreetly toward the restaurant window. He followed the direction of her small finger. On the other side of the elegant glass, on the grey, busy sidewalk, a woman was sitting on the cold ground. And in her arms, squeezed against her chest, were 2 children. 2 babies. 1 in each arm. Logan blinked. He looked closer, making sure of what he was seeing. It wasn't just one child in her lap while another slept in a stroller nearby. No, it was 2 babies, completely dependent on her, both in her arms at the same time. One baby nestled in the crook of her left arm, another pressed against the right side of her body. Their small faces hidden against her chest, protected from the cold wind. "She's holding 2 babies, Daddy." Chloe's voice carried surprise and concern. "Both at the same time. There's no stroller or anything, just the 2 of them in her arms." "I see." The woman's shoulders were hunched forward, as if the weight of the 2 children was constantly pulling her down. Her arms were visibly tense even while sitting. Muscles contracted from the effort of keeping the 2 small lives safe. She had no stroller, no diaper bag, just a crumpled plastic bag beside her and 2 babies in her arms. "It must hurt a lot to carry both of them like that," Chloe observed. "Her arms must be so tired." And they did hurt. Logan knew they hurt. He remembered perfectly when Chloe was a baby, how his arms would go numb after 20 minutes, how his back would complain, how his body would protest. And this woman had double, 2 children, 2 weights, and no visible help. The woman stared into space. She wasn't begging, she had no sign, she wasn't drawing attention. She just existed there, sitting on the cold ground, holding 2 babies as if they were the only thing that mattered. People passed by. Some glanced quickly, saw the woman, saw the 2 babies pressed against her, and immediately looked away, quickening their pace. "She looks very tired." Chloe pressed her hand against the glass. "And the babies too." Logan looked closer. The woman had that deep exhaustion that goes beyond the body. Her arms trembled slightly. One of the babies moved, and she adjusted her position in an automatic motion, pulling them both closer. How many hours like this, holding both without a break? "Daddy." Logan looked at his daughter. Chloe's blue eyes were shining with unshed tears. She looked at her own plate full of hot food, then at the woman outside holding 2 babies, who probably hadn't eaten properly in days. "Daddy, can I share my food with her?" The question came out so pure that Logan felt his chest tighten. Chloe was already pushing her plate forward, ready to give up her own meal without hesitation. "She needs to eat to have strength," Chloe continued with that simple logic. "Carrying 2 babies must be very heavy. She needs a lot of strength." Logan looked at his daughter, at her bright eyes full of genuine concern, at the way she was already preparing to share without a second thought, and he made a decision. "You don't have to share." Chloe frowned, confused. Logan put his phone in his pocket. He leaned forward, his voice firm but gentle. "Go outside and invite her to eat with us. Her and the 2 babies." Chloe's eyes widened. "Really? For real?" "Really. Go." "But she's holding 2 babies. How is she going to come in carrying both of them?" "She can do it. Just invite her. Go." Chloe jumped out of her chair. Logan watched her cross the restaurant, her blue dress swaying as she ran to the heavy door. Some people stared. A man in a suit frowned. An older woman muttered something under her breath, but Chloe didn't notice any of it. Logan watched through the window. Chloe pushed the door open and went out into the cold air. The woman lifted her head when the little girl ran up to her. Logan saw the surprise on her tired face. He saw her arms instinctively tighten around the two babies, automatic protection. Chloe stopped in front of her, said something, gesturing toward the restaurant. She pointed at the babies. The woman shook her head. No. She looked at the two babies in her arms, shook her head again. She couldn't. But Chloe insisted. She took the woman's free hand, the only part not holding a child, and pulled gently. She smiled. The woman hesitated. She looked at her two babies, calculated if she had the strength to stand up with both of them, and she tried. She used the wall for support, stood up slowly, her body trembling with the effort of lifting not only her own weight, but also that of two children. She stumbled. Chloe held her arm, trying to help. Logan gripped the edge of the table, tense. The woman stood up. She adjusted the two babies, a practiced movement of someone who does it dozens of times a day, took a deep breath, started to walk. The door opened. Chloe entered first, smiling proudly. And then the woman came in, two babies in her arms, one on each side. The little girl had light blonde hair in soft curls. The boy was also blonde, with wide blue eyes, both small, dependent, heavy together. The woman's clothes were clean, but worn. Her dark hair was loosely tied back. Her arms were trembling visibly. How long had she been in that position without rest? She walked in slowly, adjusting the weight of the two with each step. People stared openly at her, at the two babies pressed against her thin body, at her poor clothes, silent but visible judgments. And then her eyes met Logan's. The world stopped. Marina. He couldn't breathe. She froze in the middle of the dining room. Her lips parted. Her arms clutched the two babies against her chest tightly. Logan. Impossible. Come on, sit here next to Daddy. Chloe's voice broke the frozen moment. Marina blinked several times. She looked away as if she'd been burned. She walked to the table, each step taking effort. The two babies in her lap, heavy, real, alive. Logan stood up automatically. Hi. Hoarse, inadequate. Marina just nodded, a minimal movement. She sat heavily in the chair Chloe had pulled out, and the relief of finally sitting was visible in every muscle. Logan quickly pulled an empty chair from the next table and placed it right next to her. Marina looked at the extra chair. She understood. With extreme care, she placed Liam sitting on the chair beside her, propping him against the backrest and adjusting him so he would be secure. The little blonde boy sat there, looking around curiously, his small fingers grabbing the edge of the table. She kept Emma in her lap, the little blonde girl nestled against her chest. She finally had one arm free. She could finally breathe better, but her body remained tense, always ready to grab Liam if he started to slip from the chair. The silence between the two adults was thick. Chloe didn't notice a thing. Daddy, order food for her, and for the babies too. Logan cleared his throat. He called the waiter. Could you bring another plate of pasta? Vegetable soup, bread, fresh juice, and mashed potatoes with shredded chicken for the babies. The waiter jotted it down, his curious gaze sliding between them, between the poor woman with one child in her lap and another in a chair, between the man in the expensive suit, between the smiling blonde girl, calculating, judging. Logan ignored him. When the waiter left, Chloe was already chattering away. Quiet, they're so cute. Do you hold both of them by yourself all the time? Marina looked at the girl, then at Emma in her lap, then at Liam in the chair. Her voice came out low. Tired? Yes, both of them. Always. It must be very tiring. It is. Very. One word. Months of exhaustion. How many months old are they? 11. Are they twins? They are. Chloe tilted her head, fascinated. So you've always carried both of them. In your belly before, in your arms now. Marina almost smiled. Almost. Always both of them. What are their names? Emma and Liam. Logan watched in silence. Emma, with a pink bow in her blonde hair, nestled in her mother's lap. Liam in a blue onesie in the chair beside her, his light eyes curious, both quiet for now. But he saw the marks on her arms, the lines of tension. Even with Liam in the chair, her body remained alert. No one helped her. Obviously, she did everything alone. The food arrived. Steaming plates placed on the table. Marina looked at it as if it were a mirage, as if it couldn't be real. She adjusted Emma so the girl was supported by her left arm, leaving her right hand free, and she finally began to eat. Logan watched every movement. She ate with a restrained urgency, but still had to stop constantly, to check on Emma in her lap, to look at Liam in the chair, to make sure he wasn't slipping. 3 bites. A pause to adjust Emma. 2 bites. Reaching out to steady Liam, who had leaned forward. 1 bite. Taking a small piece of bread and giving it to Liam. It was a constant juggling act. Even with the chair helping, it was still difficult. It still required divided attention. It still meant she never truly ate in peace. Chloe chattered excitedly, making funny faces at Liam, who smiled back, his little teeth showing. Emma in her mother's lap watched everything with wide blue eyes. Marina continued to eat slowly. She managed to finish half the plate this time, much more than she could have while holding both at once, but it still wasn't enough. It wasn't a full, peaceful meal. It was always interrupted, always divided between caring for the two of them. Logan saw the way she chewed too fast, how she swallowed without really tasting, how her eyes never completely left the 2 children. Emma in her lap, Liam in the chair, both of them, always needing her. When Liam started to get more restless in the chair, trying to stand up on his own, wobbling dangerously, Marina immediately put her fork down on the plate. Her time was up. She wiped her mouth quickly with the napkin, picked Liam up from the chair before he could fall and placed him on her other arm. Now with both in her lap again, Emma in one arm, Liam in the other. The familiar weight returning, her shoulders hunching again. "Thank you for the food." Her voice was controlled. No visible emotion. Logan stood up quickly. "Marina, wait, I can..." "That was very kind of you." She didn't look at him. Not really. Her eyes passed over the space where he stood but didn't focus. Marina took Chloe's hand for a brief second. Thank you, sweetie. You're very special." And she turned her back, the 2 babies back in her arms where they always were, 1 on each arm, the constant weight returning to her hunched shoulders. The door closed with a soft sound. Chloe stood staring out the window. Marina was on the sidewalk, walking slowly, the 2 babies in her arms again. Adjusting the weight every 3 steps, people passed her without a glance, without offering help. "She's carrying both of them again," Chloe said, her voice small and sad. Logan couldn't answer. He was paralyzed, staring through the glass. Marina on the street, the 2 babies pressed against her, alone, always alone. "Daddy? Can we go home?" He blinked, forcing his eyes away from the window. "Yes." He paid the bill, his hand shaking as he signed, left a generous tip, took Chloe by the hand. They left. In the car, Chloe was quiet for minutes. "Daddy? How does she manage to carry both of them all the time? Her arms must hurt so much." "I don't know, sweetie." "Doesn't anyone help her?" "It doesn't seem like it." Silence. "Daddy, are you crying?" He looked in the rearview mirror, red eyes, watery. "It's just, what you did today was very beautiful, Chloe." It was very beautiful. Sometimes a small gesture can change someone's whole day. "You helped that lady and her 2 babies. That matters a lot." Chloe smiled that pure smile. "She got to eat a little, at least, right? Because of the chair." She did. But Logan knew it wasn't enough. It was never enough when you were alone with 2 babies. Even with that little help from the chair, it was still too hard, still too heavy, still too lonely. He drove home on autopilot. The tightness in his chest didn't go away. At home, he gave Chloe a bath, put on her pajamas, read her a story, kissed her forehead. "Good night, Daddy." "Good night, my love." He was alone in the dark living room, sat on the sofa, buried his face in his hands. Marina, with 2 babies, carrying both of them alone, all the time. without a break, without real help. He had seen the tremor in her arms, the difficulty she had eating even with one in a chair, how she had to pick Liam back up and leave with both in her arms again, and he had let her go, carrying them back out to the cold street, alone, always alone. Logan squeezed his eyes shut. The image of Marina wouldn't leave his mind. Walking down the sidewalk, the two babies in her tired arms, Emma on one side, Liam on the other, always both, always heavy, always dependent, and always alone. How did she do it? How did she wake up every day and do it all over again? How did she not collapse under the weight of caring for two babies without any consistent help? Tomorrow, he whispered to the empty silence of the room. Tomorrow. Tomorrow he would find her. He would offer real help, not just a meal, not just a borrowed chair for 15 minutes, but real, consistent help. Because she needed it, because seeing Marina struggling alone with two babies, seeing her arms trembling from exhaustion, seeing her have to choose between eating and holding her children, seeing her walk down the street with both of them, invisible to everyone, and doing absolutely nothing. It wasn't acceptable. It wasn't something he could live with a clear conscience. Not this time. Never again. He stood up, went to the window. The street was empty, silent. Just the streetlights illuminating the deserted sidewalk. But somewhere in the city, not too far away, Marina was trying to find a safe place to sleep with Emma and Liam, carrying them both, protecting them both, keeping them both warm, alone against the whole world. Logan closed his eyes. Tomorrow everything would change. It had to change. Because he couldn't live knowing Marina was out there, carrying two babies alone, without help, without anyone. Not when he could do something. Not when there was still time. Maybe. He opened his eyes slowly, determination forming like something solid inside his chest. Tomorrow, as soon as the sun rose, he would look for her, even if she didn't want to be found. Even if it was too late to fix the past, even if she sent him away, he had to try, because Marina, with Emma, with Liam, the two babies, alone. It was an image he couldn't get out of his head, and he wouldn't be able to rest until he did something about it. 3 days. 3 days since Logan saw Marina leave that restaurant with the two babies in her arms. 3 days thinking about her, about the babies, about the whole situation. 3 days without being able to concentrate properly on anything. On the morning of the 4th day, he made a decision. He left home early, drove to that area, the same neighborhood as the restaurant, the busy streets, the shops opening, and he started to look. He didn't know exactly what he was looking for. He just knew he had to find her. He passed the square, the subway station, the shops. Nothing. He was about to give up when he saw her, Marina, across the street, walking slowly down the sidewalk, the two babies in her arms as always, Emma on one side, Liam on the other. But this time she wasn't just sitting somewhere. She was moving, with purpose. Logan crossed quickly. He kept a safe distance, watching. Marina stopped in front of a bakery, looked at the display window, then at the babies, took a deep breath, adjusted Emma and Liam in her arms, and went inside. Logan approached the window. He saw Marina talking to someone behind the counter, an older man in a white apron. She was talking, gesturing with her head since her hands were busy holding the children. The man listened, shook his head. No. Marina thanked him and left. Logan stepped back before she could see him. He watched from a distance. She went to the clothing store next door, the same scene. She went in with the two babies, spoke to the saleswoman. The woman looked at the babies, made a face, shook her head. No. Marina left. She tried the pharmacy, the small market, the diner. Always the same answer, no. And Logan understood. She was looking for a job, trying to get work while carrying two babies because she had no one to leave them with. No one was going to hire a woman in that situation. No one wanted the complication. Marina stopped on the sidewalk after the 5th rejection. Her shoulders slumped. Her head dropped. For a moment, she just stood there, holding the two babies, looking completely defeated. And it was at that moment that Logan decided to approach Marina. She froze. She knew that voice. She turned slowly. Her eyes widened when she saw him. "You?" The word came out with a mix of surprise and something else. Anger, maybe, or hurt. Logan took another step. "I know you don't want to see me, but what are you doing here?" She interrupted him. Her voice was controlled but had a clear tension. I came looking for you." "Why?" Good question. Logan didn't have a simple answer. "Because I want to help." Marina let out a bitter laugh. No humor at all. "Help." She repeated the word as if it were ridiculous. "Now you want to help." "Marina, let you what, Logan?" Her voice rose slightly. Emma stirred restlessly in her arm. Marina automatically bounced her, calming the girl, but her eyes remained fixed on him. "Or let you do what exactly?" "I can help you with a job. With the babies, with you already turned your back once." The words cut like a blade. Logan stopped mid-sentence, opened his mouth, closed it. There was no denying that. "Don't come to me with guilt now," Marina continued, her voice trembling slightly. "Don't just show up out of nowhere thinking you can fix everything because you felt bad seeing my situation. It's not guilt. Yes, it is." She cut him off again. "It's guilt. It's pity. It's anything but what I need." Liam started to whimper. Marina adjusted him too, but she didn't take her eyes off Logan. "You think I want your help now?" "After everything. Marina, please, just listen to me." "No." Firm, final. "I don't need you, Logan. I didn't need you before, and I don't need you now." But her voice trembled on the last word, and Logan saw it. He saw the hurt. He saw the anger, but he also saw the tiredness and the exhaustion, the weight of everything she carried alone. "You have 2 babies. You need help. I manage. You don't have to manage alone." "But I am alone." Her voice rose higher. "I always have been. I always will be. So don't show up now pretending you care." And then she turned her back, started to walk. "Marina, wait. Leave me alone, Logan." She didn't look back, just kept walking. The 2 babies in her arms, Emma and Liam. Their little blonde heads bobbing slightly with each of her steps. Logan stood frozen on the sidewalk, watching her walk away, wanting to run after her, wanting to insist, but he did nothing, because she was right. He had turned his back once. He had made choices. And now she was paying the price, but that didn't mean he was going to give up. The day passed slowly. Logan went back home, tried to work, couldn't concentrate, and his mind was elsewhere. With Marina, with the babies, with everything she had said. "You already turned your back once." The words echoed in his mind. True, painful, undeniable. But he could change that. He had to be able to. In the late afternoon, the sky began to darken. Heavy clouds formed quickly. The wind grew stronger, and then it started to rain. It wasn't a light shower, it was a storm, heavy, cold, the kind of rain that soaks you in seconds. Logan was at home when it started. He looked out the window, saw the water beating hard against the glass, and he immediately thought of Marina. Where was she? Were the babies dry? Did they have shelter? He couldn't stand still. He grabbed his car keys, left, drove to that area again. The streets were empty because of the rain, a few people running with umbrellas, shops closing early. He drove slowly through the streets, searching. The rain pounded on the windshield. The wipers worked at maximum speed, but it was still hard to see clearly. And then he saw her, Marina, under the awning of a closed shop, pressed against the wall, trying to shield herself from the rain that was blowing in sideways. The 2 babies clutched to her body, hidden under the thin coat she had opened to cover them. Logan stopped the car right there, didn't even bother with a parking spot. Got out in the rain, he ran to the awning. He was soaked in seconds. Marina lifted her head when she heard footsteps, saw him. Her eyes widened. "Logan!" He was out of breath, dripping water. "Are you okay? The babies?" "We're fine." Her voice came out defensive, just waiting for the rain to stop. But she wasn't fine. She was shivering, her thin coat was soaked. The babies were covered, but she was completely exposed to the cold. "Come with me, I'll take you." "No. Marina, you're freezing." I said no. Stubborn, proud, even shivering from cold with 2 babies in her arms. Logan took a deep breath, tried another approach. "Okay, don't come, but at least let me bring you some things." She hesitated. "What things?" "Food, diapers, a blanket, things you need." Marina looked down at the babies hidden under her coat. Emma was quiet. Liam was whimpering softly. "I don't need charity." "It's not charity, it's..." Logan searched for the right words. "It's the least I can do." Silence, just the sound of the heavy rain. "Stay here, I'll be right back." Before she could refuse again, Logan ran back to the car. He drove to the nearest supermarket that was still open, walked in soaked, grabbed a cart, started throwing things in: diapers, a size that seemed right for 11-month-old babies, 2 large packs, food, practical things, bread, powdered milk, fruit, crackers, water, a thick, warm blanket from the bedding section, dry clothes, sweatpants, a warm sweater. All in a medium size and hoping they would fit her. He paid quickly, put everything in sturdy bags, went back to the car. On the way back, he stopped at a cafe that was still open, bought hot chocolate, 2 large cups. When he returned to the awning 15 minutes later, Marina was still there, in the same position, shivering more now. The babies were quiet, but she was clearly at her limit. Logan stopped in front of her, placed the bags on the dry ground under the awning. "Diapers, food, a blanket, dry clothes for you." He pointed to each bag. "And hot chocolate, it's still warm." Marina looked at the bags, at the babies, at him. "Why are you doing this?" "Because you need it." "But why do you care?" The question was simple, but the answer was complicated. "Because I've always cared, Marina, always." She looked away, her eyes shining too brightly. Logan bent down, took a piece of paper and a pen he had in the car. Wrote something quickly, placed the paper on top of one of the bags. "So it's not pity," he said, standing up. "It's respect. Respect for you, for what you're doing, for how you're taking care of both of them alone." And then he turned to leave. "Logan." He stopped, turned around. Marina was looking at him now, her eyes full, her voice trembling. "That offer, is it still on the table?" It took Logan a second to understand. And then he did. The offer to help, for real, always. Marina looked at the babies in her arms, Emma sleeping now. Liam finally quiet. She looked at the bags on the ground, at the note, at Logan, and something broke inside her. I can't do this anymore." The confession came out in a broken whisper. "I can't carry both of them alone. I can't stand not having a proper place to sleep. I can't stand seeing them hungry and not being able to do anything." The tears started to fall. I tried so hard, but I can't do it alone." Logan took a step forward. "You don't have to do it alone, but I don't want to accept out of pity." "It's not pity, Marina. It never was." "Then what is it?" Logan looked at her brown eyes full of tears, at the babies in her arms, at the woman he had loved and lost, and now had found again in the worst possible circumstances. "It's a chance to do things differently, to do it right this time." Silence. The rain continued to fall, but it seemed more distant now. "If I accept," Marina began, her voice cautious, "I'm not doing it for you." Logan nodded, waiting. "I'm doing it for them." She looked at the babies. "For Emma and Liam, because they deserve better than this." "They do. And if at any point I feel like it was a mistake, you can leave. No questions asked. No judgments." Marina took a deep breath, looked at the babies again, making the hardest decision of her life, to accept help, to let go of her pride, to trust someone who had hurt her before. But for the babies, always for the babies. "Okay," she whispered finally. Okay. Logan felt something tighten in his chest. Relief. Gratitude. Hope. Maybe. My car is over there. He pointed. Come on. Let's get out of the rain. Marina nodded, picked up one of the bags with the hand she could free up. Logan grabbed the others. They walked to the car together, the rain still heavy, but it didn't matter anymore. Logan opened the back door, helped Marina put the babies in the car seats he had bought in a rush on the way. New car seats, right for their age, installed quickly. Marina sat in the back seat between them. She didn't want to be far from them. Logan got in the front, started the car, the heater, and drove home in silence. Marina looked out the window, the rain, the streets, everything passing in a blur. She didn't know if she was doing the right thing, didn't know if it would work, didn't know anything. She just knew she was tired. So tired, and the babies needed safety, warmth, a decent place to sleep, even if it meant swallowing her pride, even if it meant accepting help from Logan, even if it meant risking getting hurt again, for the babies, always for the babies. Emma stirred in her sleep. Marina touched the girl's face lightly, warm, dry, safe. And for the first time in months, she felt something like hope. Maybe, just maybe, things could get better. Maybe it didn't have to be so hard all the time. Maybe. The car drove on through the rain, carrying 3 tired people, 2 innocent babies, and 1 man determined to do things differently this time. To where? Marina didn't know yet. But at least she wasn't alone on the street with 2 babies in the rain anymore. It was a start. Small, fragile, uncertain, but it was a start. And sometimes, a start is all you need. The house was large, silent, too clean to be truly lived in. Marina entered carrying the 2 babies as always, Emma in one arm, Liam in the other. The bags Logan had bought in her other hand. Logan turned on the lights. The hallway lit up, revealing white walls, light wood floors, discreet paintings. The guest room is over there. He pointed down the left hallway. It has a private bathroom, and there's a smaller room next to it that can be for the babies. Marina just nodded, said nothing. Now let me show you. She followed him in silence. Her steps were careful, measured, as if she were trespassing in a space that didn't belong to her. The guest room was simple but comfortable. A queen-sized bed with white sheets, a nightstand, a lamp, an armchair in the corner, a window with a light curtain. The bathroom is here. Logan opened a side door. Clean towels in the closet. Shampoo, soap, everything you might need. Marina looked around, didn't touch anything, just observed. And this one? Logan opened the door to the next room. Smaller, mostly empty. I thought this could be for the babies. Tomorrow we can buy cribs, whatever is necessary. Okay, Marina murmured. The first words since they entered the house. An uncomfortable silence fell between them. Marina, where's the kitchen? She interrupted him, not rudely, just direct. At the end of the hall. But you don't have to. I need to prepare bottles for them. Of course, the babies. Come on, I'll show you. In the kitchen, Logan opened the cabinets. Showed her where everything was. Glasses, plates, pans. Marina paid attention to every detail, memorizing, learning the space. She prepared the bottles with efficient movements, practiced, while holding both babies. She didn't ask for help, didn't expect any to be offered. Logan watched, leaning against the counter, wanting to help, not knowing how. Can if you need anything, we'll be fine. Curt, but not rude, just final. Marina picked up the bottles, turned to leave. Marina. She stopped, didn't turn around, just waited. You're not an intruder here. You can use whatever you need. Go wherever you want. This is your home now too. Silence. For now, she said quietly, and left. Logan was left alone in the kitchen, the weight of her words still in the air. For now. As if it were temporary. As if she were already planning to leave. Maybe she was. The first few days were strange. Marina woke up early, before everyone else. Logan would hear her footsteps in the hall, the soft cries of the babies, her calming voice, always gentle, always patient. When he came down to the kitchen, she was already there, the babies fed, the bottles washed. Sometimes there was coffee made. "Good morning," he would say. "Good morning," she would reply, and nothing more. She cleaned the kitchen without being asked, organized things, kept everything in order, as if she were paying for her stay through work. Logan tried to talk to her several times. "You don't have to do that. I know. Seriously. You're here to rest, to take care of the babies, not to work. I don't mind." And she would keep cleaning. At meals, she ate quickly, in silence, always keeping an eye on the babies, always ready to get up if one of them needed her. She never fully relaxed, never let her guard down. At night, she would lock herself in the room with Emma and Liam. Logan could hear the muffled sounds through the wall, lullabies, light footsteps, the occasional cry from one of the babies. She was there, physically present, but emotionally miles away, and Logan respected that, as much as it hurt, as much as he wanted to get closer. She had her reasons, and he had no right to demand anything. Everything started to change because of Chloe. The girl had stayed at her grandmother's for the first few days. Logan thought it was for the best, to give Marina time to adjust, for the situation to stabilize a bit. But when Chloe came back, everything changed. "Daddy, Daddy, where's the lady with the babies?" Chloe's excited voice echoed through the house as soon as she entered. Marina was in the living room, sitting on the sofa, Emma in her lap, Liam playing with building blocks on the rug beside her. Chloe stopped at the living room door, her blue eyes wide. "Hi!" She waved enthusiastically. Marina hesitated, then waved back. "Their small movement. Do you remember me from the restaurant?" "I remember. It's so cool that you're here, and the babies too." Chloe walked into the room without any ceremony, sat on the floor near Liam. "Hi, baby. You're Liam, right?" Liam looked at her, smiled, offered her a block. "Thank you." Chloe took the block as if it were a precious gift. "You're very kind." Marina watched. Cautious, but Chloe was impossible to resist. Her energy, her purity, her complete lack of judgment. "Can I play with him?" Marina blinked, surprised by the request for permission. "You can, of course." "Yay!" Chloe settled on the floor, started stacking blocks with Liam. "Look, Liam, we're going to make a really tall tower." And that's how it was. Simple, natural. Chloe came back every day after school, and every day she went straight to the babies. She played with Liam, made funny faces at Emma, sang silly songs she learned at school. Marina watched, always alert at first, always ready to intervene. But Chloe was careful, gentle. She treated the babies with a tenderness that melted any defense. "Do you want to hold her?" Marina offered one day, Emma in her arms. Chloe's eyes lit up. "Can I really?" "You can. Sit here on the sofa. That's it. Support your arm like this." Marina carefully placed Emma in Chloe's arms. The blonde girl held the blonde baby as if she were made of glass. "She's so tiny," Chloe whispered in awe. "She is, but she's growing fast. She has blue eyes just like me." "She does." Chloe looked at Emma. Emma looked back and smiled. "She likes me." And Marina smiled too, a small, almost imperceptible smile, but it was there, the first real smile since she had arrived in that house. After that, something changed. Marina didn't resist as much anymore. When Chloe came home from school, Marina was already waiting, the babies ready, Liam on the rug with his toys, Emma in her lap or in the baby bouncer Logan had bought. "Hi, Marina. Hi, babies. Hi, Chloe. How was school?" And they would talk. Simple things. Chloe's day, what she had learned, the mischief of her classmates. Marina listened, responded, sometimes even asked more questions. One afternoon, Chloe arrived frustrated. "I can't do this homework. It's too hard." "Let me see." Marina took the notebook, looked at the math exercises, simple for her, but challenging for a 5-year-old. "Come on, sit here next to me, we'll do it together." And they did, Marina explaining patiently. Chloe trying, making mistakes, trying again. I did it. Yes, you did. Very good. Chloe smiled proudly, hugged her notebook. You're a good teacher. Thank you. Can you help me again tomorrow? Marina hesitated, then nodded. I can. And it became a routine. Every day after school, homework at the living room table, Marina explaining, Chloe learning. The babies nearby, Emma in the bouncer, Liam crawling on the floor. It was almost like a family. Almost. One afternoon, Chloe appeared with a hairbrush. Marina, can you braid my hair? A braid? Yeah, the teacher said tomorrow is picture day at school. I want to look pretty. Marina looked at Chloe's long, straight blonde hair, similar to Emma's. I've never braided hair before. That's okay, we can try. Chloe sat on the floor between Marina's legs, handed her the brush. Marina took it carefully. She started brushing the girl's hair, slowly, gently. Chloe closed her eyes. This feels so nice, Marina smiled, continued brushing, tried to make the braid. It came out a bit crooked, but Chloe loved it. It looks beautiful, thank you. You're welcome. Can you brush my hair every day? And that became part of the routine too. Late afternoon, Chloe sitting on the floor, Marina brushing her hair, making braids, talking about the day. In those moments, Marina seemed different, lighter, more present, almost happy. Logan watched everything from a distance. He didn't interfere, didn't intrude, just watched. Marina with Chloe, Chloe with the babies, the laughter, the conversations, the moments of connection, and he felt something tighten in his chest. Good and painful at the same time. Good, because he saw Marina opening up, smiling, creating a bond with Chloe. Painful because she still kept him at a distance, still had that high wall between them. He would enter the room. The conversation would pause. Marina would tense up, as if his presence changed everything. So he would leave, give them space, let them have that time together. But it hurt, more than he admitted. One night, Logan was in his office working when he heard laughter. Real laughter, loud, genuine. He got up, went to the living room. Marina was on the floor, Chloe too, the two babies between them. They were playing peekaboo, the baby version. Marina would cover her face. Where's Marina? Uncover. Found you. Emma and Liam laughed, those wonderful baby laughs that fill any room. Chloe imitated her, covered her own face. The babies laughed even more. Marina laughed along with them, without holding back, without restraint, and Logan stood there, frozen in the doorway, watching. It was beautiful. Chloe noticed him first. Daddy, come play with us. Marina froze, the smile slowly fading, the wall going up again. I don't want to interrupt, Logan said quickly. You're not interrupting, Chloe insisted. Come on, we're playing peekaboo. Chloe, your dad is probably busy, Marina said quietly. I'm not busy, Logan replied before he could think. Awkward silence. Chloe looked between the two of them, sensing the tension without fully understanding it. Why don't you come play with us, Daddy? The question was genuine, confused. Logan looked at Marina. She was looking at the babies, not at him. I don't know if... Let him play, Marina. Please? Chloe asked. With that voice that no adult could refuse, Marina hesitated, took a deep breath. It's fine, she said finally, still not looking at him. You can stay. It wasn't a warm invitation, but it was permission. Logan entered the room, sat on the floor, a little apart, giving space. Chloe immediately started the game again. Look, Liam, where's Daddy? She covered Logan's eyes with her hands, uncovered them. Found you! Liam laughed, clapped his hands, and slowly the tension eased. It didn't disappear, but it eased. They played for 20 minutes, half an hour. Chloe at the center, the babies laughing. Marina participating but always cautious. Logan trying not to get too close. It was strange, it was uncomfortable, but it was also something, a beginning, maybe. When the babies started to get tired, Marina stood up. Bath time. "I'll help," Chloe offered immediately. "You can help me get the towels." The two of them left, taking Emma and Liam. Leaving Logan alone in the living room, he sat on the floor, looking at the scattered toys, listening to the sounds coming from the bathroom, water running, Marina's voice singing softly, Chloe talking to the babies, and he realized something. He was being allowed back in, not into Marina's life, not yet, maybe never, but into that space, that house, that routine. He was allowing himself to be a part of it, even from a distance, even on the fringes. It was better than nothing. It was more than he deserved. In the following days, Logan started to show up more. He didn't force it. He didn't invade. He was just present. He would come home from work and go straight to the living room, where Marina and Chloe were usually with the babies. "Hi, Daddy. Hi, sweetie. How was your day?" And he would stay, sitting in the armchair, working on his laptop. But there, present, Marina didn't send him away, but she also didn't talk to him, just tolerated his presence. It was progress. Small, but it was progress. Sometimes he played with Chloe, or with Liam, who liked to crawl over to him and pull on his pant leg. "Hi, champ," Liam would smile, that adorable, toothless grin. Logan would pick him up. Liam would get comfortable, as if it had always been that way. Marina watched, without commenting, but she watched. One night, she was reading to Chloe, a picture book about princesses and dragons. Chloe loved it. Asked for it every day. Logan passed by the living room, was about to go upstairs. "And Daddy, stay, the story is getting good." He hesitated, looked at Marina. She said nothing, just kept reading. He sat down on the other side of the sofa, far away, respectful. Marina read. Her voice was good for it, soft, expressive. She changed her tone for each character. Chloe was enchanted. The babies on the rug, Emma sleeping, Liam yawning, and Logan just listened. The story, her voice, the peace of that moment. When Marina finished the book, Chloe was almost asleep too. "Time for bed, little lady." "One more story. Tomorrow, I promise." Logan got up, picked Chloe up. The girl was getting heavy, growing up fast. "Good night, Marina. Good night, babies," Chloe murmured sleepily. "Good night, sweetie." Logan went upstairs with Chloe, laid her in bed, tucked her in, kissed her forehead. "Daddy? I like that Marina is here. Me too. And the babies too. They're nice." "They are. We're kind of a family now, right?" Logan didn't know what to say. "Because weren't they? What exactly were they?" "Go to sleep, my love. We'll talk tomorrow." "Okay." She closed her eyes. Was asleep in minutes. Logan went downstairs. Marina was still in the living room, picking up the toys. The babies already asleep in their bouncers. "Leave it. I'll get it later." "It's almost done." Silence. He helped her. Putting the blocks in the box, the books on the shelf. They worked in silence. It wasn't uncomfortable. It was just silence. When they finished, Marina picked up Emma. Logan picked up Liam. Unspoken. It just happened. They went upstairs together, each carrying a baby. At the door of the guest room, Marina stopped. "Thank you." "For what?" "For helping. With them. You don't have to thank me." Silence again. She looked at him, for the first time in days. Really looked. Logan. "Yes." She wanted to say something. He could see it in her eyes, but she couldn't. Not yet. "Good night." "Good night, Marina." She went into the room, closed the door, but didn't lock it this time. Logan stood in the hallway. Liam asleep in his arms. Small steps, but they were steps, and sometimes that's all you need. Patience, time, and small steps in the right direction. He took Liam to the small room next door, laid him in the new crib, covered him with the soft blanket. "Good night, champ," and he left, leaving the door ajar in case Marina needed anything during the night. Because that's what he could do now. Be present, help, Give space. And wait. For the day that, maybe, that wall between them would start to crack. Not today. Maybe not tomorrow. But one day. He had to believe in that. He had to. The afternoon was calm. Sun streamed through the living room window. That golden late afternoon light that makes everything more beautiful. Marina was sitting on the rug. Emma and Liam were sleeping in their bouncers beside her. Finally, a moment of peace after a hectic morning with the two of them. Chloe came home from school excited, threw her backpack on the sofa. "Marina, let's draw." "Draw? Yeah. The teacher told us to draw a picture of our family. Will you help me?" Marina hesitated. Family. The word was heavy. "Please." Chloe made that face that no one could refuse. "Okay, let's draw." Chloe ran to her room, came back with a box of colored pencils and sheets of paper, spread everything out on the rug. "Sit here next to me." Marina sat. Chloe started drawing right away, her tongue sticking out in concentration. "What are you drawing?" Marina asked. My house. Look, this is the door. These are the windows. Simple, childish lines, but full of life. Marina took a sheet of paper too, started drawing along. Nothing elaborate, just keeping the little girl company. Chloe drew one figure, then another. "This is Daddy. Look, I drew his suit." Marina smiled. The stick figure really did have something resembling a suit. "Shah, it looks good. And this is me." Chloe drew a small girl with yellow hair. "I made my hair really long because I want to let it grow. It will look beautiful." Comfortable silence as they drew. Just the sound of pencils on paper, the soft breathing of the sleeping babies. Chloe kept drawing. More figures appeared on the paper. "These are Emma and Liam. Look, I made them tiny because they're babies." Two little stick figures next to the house, yellow hair too. Marina watched. The drawing was taking shape. The house, the father, the girl, the babies. And then Chloe drew one more figure. A woman, dark hair, next to the babies. Marina noticed, but said nothing. "Done, I'm finished." Chloe held up the drawing proudly. Marina looked, really looked. The family in the drawing, Logan, Chloe, the babies, and her, Marina, all together in front of the house. "It's beautiful," Marina said, her voice softer than she intended. "Do you really like it?" "I do," Chloe smiled, grabbed another piece of paper. "Now I'm going to make one just for you to keep." And she started again, drawing the same scene, but taking more care this time. Marina watched, the small hands holding the pencils, the concentration on her face, the tongue sticking out again. Something tightened in her chest. That little girl, so small, so pure, accepting her without question, without judgment, just accepting. Marina. Are you okay?" "I am." "Why? You're quiet." "I'm just watching you draw. You draw well." Chloe smiled, went back to her paper. A few more minutes of silence. Chloe finishing the details, adding flowers in the garden, a sun in the corner, clouds. When she finished, she showed it to Marina again. "This one is for you." Marina took the drawing, looked at it carefully. Every line, every color, every detail Chloe had put into it. "Thank you, Chloe. Do you want to know something?" "What?" Chloe hesitated, bit her lip, as if she were gathering courage. "I wish you could be my mom too." The world stopped. Marina froze, completely. The paper still in her hand, her eyes fixed on the drawing but seeing nothing anymore. "So it doesn't have to be for real, Chloe continued quickly, misinterpreting the silence. "But like, you take care of me. You read me stories. You braid my hair, like a mom does." Marina couldn't move, couldn't breathe properly. "And I like you, a lot, and you like me too, right?" Marina's eyes started to sting, to well up. "Do you cry when you're happy or when you're sad?" Chloe asked, noticing the tears. Marina didn't answer. She couldn't. She just dropped the drawing and pulled Chloe into a hug. Tight, squeezing, almost desperate. Chloe hugged back, her small arms around Marina's neck. "I knew you liked me," Chloe whispered, and Marina cried, silently. Her face hidden in the girl's blonde hair, her shoulders trembling slightly. Chloe didn't fully understand, but she didn't need to. She just stayed there, hugging, letting Marina hold her for as long as she needed. Logan was in the hallway. He had gotten home a few minutes ago, heard the voices in the living room, went to see, and he stopped at the door. He saw Chloe showing the drawing. He heard the conversation. He saw the exact moment Chloe said those words. "I wish you could be my mom too." He saw Marina freeze. He saw her eyes well up. He saw the desperate hug, and he felt something break inside his chest. It wasn't pain, not exactly. It was everything: relief, gratitude, hope, love, regret. All mixed into one thing he couldn't name: his daughter, asking Marina to be her mother, and Marina, hugging Chloe, crying, accepting the pure love that a child offered. Logan felt his own eyes well up, his vision blurred. He blinked. A tear fell, then another. He brought his hand to his face, wiped it quickly, but they kept coming. He had no idea he missed this. This connection, this family, this simple, true love that now existed between Marina and Chloe. For so long it had been just him and Chloe, and it was good. It was enough. But seeing this, seeing his daughter in Marina's arms, seeing Marina holding Chloe as if she were the most precious thing in the world, seeing the two babies nearby, sleeping peacefully. It was a family, for real, in its own twisted, complicated way, but it was, and Logan didn't know he wanted this, that he needed this, until he saw it happening in front of him. More tears fell. He didn't try to stop them this time. He stood there, frozen in the doorway, watching, crying silently. No one noticed. Marina's back was to him. Chloe had her eyes closed in the hug, and it was better that way. He didn't want to interrupt, didn't want to break that moment. It was theirs, Chloe's and Marina's. He was just a witness, but what a privileged witness, to see his daughter asking for love, and to see Marina giving that love without hesitation, after everything, after all the pain and distance and hurt. Marina could still love, and Chloe, his Chloe. So small but so wise, knowing exactly what to say, exactly how to break down those walls Marina had built. With simplicity, with honesty, with pure, uncomplicated love. "I wish you could be my mom too." The words echoed in Logan's head, and he realized something. He wanted that too. Not just for Chloe. Not just for the babies, for him. He wanted Marina back. He wanted the family they had started to build without realizing it. He wanted that connection he saw between her and Chloe. But he couldn't force it, couldn't demand it. He had to wait, to earn it back, to deserve it, if he could ever deserve it again. Another tear. He wiped it away, took a deep breath, tried to control himself. In the living room, Marina finally let go of Chloe, held the girl's face in both her hands, her eyes still full, but smiling now. "I like you very much, Chloe. Very, very much. So you can be my mom." Marina hesitated, but she didn't run from the question this time. "I can be someone who takes care of you, who likes you, who will always be here when you need me. Can that be okay?" Chloe thought about it, then nodded, smiling. "Okay, it's almost the same thing." "It is. Almost." They hugged again, lighter this time, Chloe already back to being a kid. The heavy moment passing. "Should we finish our drawings?" "Let's." And they went back to their papers and pencils. As if nothing had happened, as if the world hadn't completely changed in the last 5 minutes, Logan took his chance, backed away silently, went to his office, closed the door, sat in his chair, buried his face in his hands, and let the tears fall freely now. Tears of gratitude, for Chloe, for Marina, for that moment he was privileged to witness tears of regret. For everything he did wrong, for all the lost time, tears of hope. Because maybe, just maybe, they could build something together, something real, something that would last, but above all, tears of love. For that little blonde girl who knew how to heal hearts without even realizing it. For that strong woman who could still love despite everything. And for those two babies sleeping peacefully in the living room, surrounded by more love than they had probably ever had in their entire lives. A family. Messy. Complicated. Full of unresolved stories. But a family. And for the first time in a long time, Logan had hoped that maybe one day they could be whole again. Maybe. Logan got home later than usual. A meeting that ran long. Traffic worse than expected. He was tired, hungry, just looking forward to a shower and ordering some food. But when he opened the door, he smelled something different, home-cooked food. He frowned, walked to the kitchen. Marina was there. In front of the stove, stirring something in a pot, her dark hair in a messy bun, wearing one of his old shirts she had borrowed because the clothes he bought for her hadn't all arrived yet. She didn't notice him standing in the doorway. She was focused, tasting the seasoning, adjusting the salt. "Hi," Logan said softly so as not to startle her. She turned, jumped a little anyway. "Hi, you're home." "I'm home." He looked at the pots on the stove. "Are you still cooking?" "I am." Marina went back to stirring the pot. "I hope you like chicken. I found some ingredients in the fridge. I thought I'd make something." "You didn't have to." "I know, but I wanted to." Different. She had never offered before. She always did things as an obligation, as payment for her stay. But this felt different. "Where's Chloe and the babies?" "Chloe is giving the babies a bath." Marina smiled slightly. "I mean, she's supervising while I bathed them earlier, but she loves to help." Logan let out a soft laugh. He could imagine it. "Need any help in here?" Marina hesitated, then nodded. "Can you set the table? It's almost ready." He blinked, surprised. She never asked for help. Never. Of course. He went to the cabinet, got the plates, the silverware, set everything on the table with care. 4 places. Him, Marina, Chloe, and a little spot to put the babies nearby in their high chairs. Marina brought the serving dishes, roasted chicken with vegetables, rice, a simple salad, nothing elaborate. "But it smelled incredibly good. I'll go get Chloe." Logan went upstairs, found Chloe in Marina's room, the 2 babies already in their pajamas, Emma in Chloe's lap, Liam crawling on the bed. "Daddy, look how good Emma smells." He bent down, smelled the baby's blonde head, baby soap, that unmistakable good smell. "She does smell good." "Good job, Nurse Chloe," she laughed, proud. "Marina said I'm a big help." "You are, but come on now. Dinner's ready." "Marina cooked." "She did." "How cool. Let's go, babies. Time to eat." They went downstairs together, Logan carrying Liam, Chloe holding Marina's hand, who was carrying Emma. At the table, Marina put Emma in her high chair. Logan did the same with Liam in the chair next to her, and then they sat down, the 4 of them. Around the table, for a moment, no one said anything, just looked at the food. At the moment, it was strange. Good, but strange. "Enjoy your meal," Marina said softly. "Enjoy," Chloe repeated loudly, and they started to eat. The chicken was tender, seasoned just right. The roasted vegetables were perfect. Even the rice was perfect. "This is really good," Logan said after the first bite. "Is it?" Marina looked at him, then quickly looked away. "Thank you." "It's delicious," Chloe agreed, her mouth already full. "You're a great cook, Marina. My grandmother taught me. It's been a while, but I still remember." "Your grandmother?" Chloe asked curiously. Marina nodded. A small smile touched her lips. "She was a wonderful cook. She made the best cookies in the world." "What kind of cookies?" "Chocolate chip, with really big chunks. She used to say that a cookie without a generous amount of chocolate wasn't worth it. Chloe laughed. I agree with your grandma. And so it began. The conversation. Light. Natural. Chloe asked questions. Marina answered. Sometimes Logan added something. Sometimes he just listened. They talked about food, about recipes, about childhood memories. Nothing deep, nothing heavy. Just conversation. Marina gave mashed bits of food to Emma. Logan did the same with Liam. Chloe chattered between bites, and for the first time since Marina had arrived in that house, it felt normal, as if they were really a family, having dinner together, talking, even laughing, no demands, no tension, no heavy memories of the past hanging over them, just presence, just the moment, just this. When they finished eating, Chloe yawned. Someone's sleepy, Logan observed. No, I'm not, Chloe protested, but she yawned again immediately. Marina smiled. How about you go brush your teeth? I'll be up in a little bit to read you a story. You promise? I promise. Okay then. Chloe got down from her chair, said goodnight to the babies, kissed each of them, then ran upstairs. Logan stood up. Started clearing the plates. Leave it, I'll clean up, Marina said. We'll clean up together, you cooked. She was about to protest, but she didn't. She just nodded. They worked in silence. He washed, she dried, the babies on the living room rug, visible from there, playing quietly with their soft toys. It was comfortable. The silence. They didn't need to fill it with words. When they finished, Marina picked up the babies. I'm going to put them to bed. Then I'll go up to read to Chloe. Do you want me to read tonight? You've already done so much. Marina hesitated, then shook her head. I promised her, but you can come up too if you want. An invitation. Small, but it was there. I want to. Half an hour later, the babies were asleep. Logan and Marina went up to Chloe's room together. The girl was already in her pajamas, lying in bed, holding her storybook. You took a long time. Sorry. The babies were fussy tonight. Marina sat on the edge of the bed. Logan sat in the chair nearby. Which story tonight? The Three Little Pigs. Marina opened the book, began to read. Logan watched, the way she did different voices, the way Chloe laughed, the way the girl's eyes started to get heavy even as she tried to stay awake. When the story was over, Chloe was almost asleep. Good night, sweetie, Marina whispered, kissed her forehead. Good night, Marina. Good night, Daddy. Good night, my love. Logan kissed her forehead too. They left the room, left the door ajar, went downstairs together in silence. In the living room, Marina went to the window, stood looking out at the dark street outside. Logan didn't know if he should go, give her space, or stay. He decided to stay. He sat on the sofa, waited. Several minutes passed. Silence. Just the distant sound of cars on the street. Thank you, Marina said suddenly, without turning around. For what? For today. For letting me be a part of this. You don't have to thank me for that. Yes, I do. She finally turned, her eyes shining in the dim light. You didn't have to take me in. Not after everything. Marina, let me talk. She took a deep breath. I need to say this before I lose my courage. Logan stayed quiet, just waited. Marina turned back to the window, as if it were easier to talk without looking at him. After we broke up, I tried to move on. She paused. Logan said nothing, just listened. I tried to rebuild. I met someone. I thought maybe it could work. Her voice trembled slightly. I got pregnant, with the twins, and when I told him... She let out a bitter laugh. He vanished, literally, moved out of the city, blocked my number, disappeared as if he had never existed. Logan felt anger, pure and simple, for a man he didn't even know. Another disappointment, Marina continued. Another person turning their back when things got tough. She rubbed her arms as if she were cold, but it wasn't cold in the living room. I had the babies alone, at the public hospital. No visitors, no support, just me and them. Her voice broke a little. And after that, it was just trying to survive. Trying to find a job with 2 newborns, trying to pay rent, trying to eat, trying to exist. She shook her head. Obviously, I couldn't. I lost the apartment. I lost everything. And I ended up on the street with 2 7-month-old babies. Heavy silence. Logan wanted to say something, but he didn't know what, so he just kept listening. I learned something in all that time, Marina said, her voice firmer now, more controlled. I learned to protect myself, to not expect anything from anyone, to not trust, to not believe. She finally turned, looked at him. It's easier that way, you know, easier than believing again, than opening your heart and risking being destroyed one more time. Logan held her gaze. He saw the pain there, the hurt, but also the strength, the determination to survive. That's why I was so closed off, she continued. That's why I didn't let you get close, didn't let myself feel. Marina? No. She held up a hand. Let me finish. Please. He closed his mouth. But Chloe... Marina smiled through the tears that were starting to fall. That little girl. She broke down all my defenses without even trying, with her purity, with her simple love. She wiped her face. And I realized that I don't want to live like this anymore, closed off, scared. Protected but alone. Marina took a step toward him. I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can trust again, believe again, but I want to try. Logan stood up, slowly, not wanting to scare her. You don't have to decide anything right now. I know, but I needed to say it. I needed you to understand why I'm like this. Why it was so hard to accept help. I understand more than you know. Silence. They looked at each other, really looked at each other, for the first time in a long time. I'm sorry, Logan said softly, for everything you went through, for not being there, for... You didn't know, you couldn't have known. But I know now, and I swear to you, Marina, I won't turn my back again. I won't disappear. I won't leave you alone. You can't promise that. Yes, I can. And I do. Marina shook her head, but she didn't argue. I'm tired, Logan. Tired of fighting alone. Tired of being scared. Tired of everything. Then rest. You're home now. Safe. You and the babies. No one is going to take that from you. She let out a small sob, covered her face with her hands. Logan took another step, hesitated, but then he opened his arms. Come here. Marina looked at him, at his open arms, at the invitation. And after a moment that seemed to last forever, she went. She let him hug her, for the first time since she had arrived. Let his arms wrap around her, let her head rest on his shoulder. And she cried. Finally, all the weight, all the exhaustion, all the pent-up pain, Logan just held her, firm, secure, saying nothing, because words weren't needed, just presence, just being there, just letting her know she wasn't alone anymore. They stayed like that for minutes, maybe longer. Time didn't matter. When Marina finally pulled away, her eyes were red, but there was something different in them, something lighter. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to... Don't apologize, ever. She nodded, wiped her face. I'm going to bed, it's late. Marina... She stopped. Thank you for trusting me, for sharing this. She gave a small, sad smile. Thank you for listening, for not judging, for not interrupting. Always. Marina went up the stairs slowly, tired but somehow lighter. Logan stayed in the living room, sat on the sofa, buried his face in his hands. Her story, her pain, everything she had been through alone, and he wasn't there. He couldn't go back, couldn't change the past. But he could be here now. He could do things differently from now on. And he would. No matter how long it took, no matter how much effort it cost, he would prove to Marina that she could trust again, believe again, love again. Even if it took the rest of his life, She deserved it. Emma and Liam deserved it. Chloe deserved it. And maybe, just maybe, he deserved a second chance too. To do it right. To be better. To build something real and lasting. A family. A real, whole family. It would take time. It would require patience. It would hurt sometimes. But it would be worth it. Every time Marina smiled, every time the babies laughed, every time Chloe called them a family. It would be worth every second. Logan stood up, turned off the lights, went up to bed. Tomorrow would be a new day, and every day was a new chance to do better, to be better, to love better. And he wasn't going to waste a single one. 3 a.m. Logan woke to the sound of crying, not the normal baby cry. It was different, weaker, sharper. He sat up in bed, listened closer, and then he heard Marina's voice, out loud, nervous. "Emma, please, please, sweetie." He got up quickly, put on the first clothes he could find, left his room. The door to Marina's room was open. The light was on. She was in the middle of the room holding Emma. Liam was in his crib, crying too. "Marina!" She turned. Her face was pale, eyes wide. "Does she so hot, Logan, and so is he." She pointed to Liam. "Both of them, a high fever. I don't know what to do. I gave them medicine, but it didn't go down. It's been an hour, and it hasn't gone down." Her voice was rising, panicking. Logan came closer, touched Emma's forehead. It was burning. "Hospital. Now." "I don't have a car. I don't have—" "I do." "Let's go." He was already picking Liam up from the crib. "And let's go, I'm coming with you." Marina looked at him. For a second it seemed like she was going to argue, but she didn't. She just nodded. They went downstairs quickly, Logan carrying Liam, Marina with Emma, both babies crying weakly, the fever draining their energy. In the car, Logan drove fast but carefully. Marina in the back seat between the 2 car seats, holding the babies' little hands. "It's going to be okay," she repeated. To them or to herself, Logan didn't know. It's going to be okay. The hospital was empty at that hour. The pediatric ER was quiet. They went in, Logan carrying Liam, Marina with Emma. The nurse saw them, called them over immediately. "High fever. How long?" "Over an hour. It's not coming down." Marina was trembling. "I gave them medicine. It didn't work." "Let's take a look. Come on." They took the babies to an exam room. The doctor came in quickly. Young, efficient. "I'll examine both of them." "How long has the fever been going on?" "An hour and a half," Marina answered. "Maybe 2. Any other symptoms? Cough, vomiting?" "No, just the fever. And they're quieter. They don't want a nurse." The doctor examined Emma first, listened to her heart, her lungs, looked at her throat. "Sore throat. Probably a virus. Common at this age." Then he examined Liam. Same thing. Both with the same symptoms. "I'll prescribe a stronger fever reducer, and if the fever doesn't go down in an hour, come back. But it's usually just a virus. It passes in a few days." Marina let out a sigh. Relief. Still scared, but relieved. The doctor wrote the prescriptions. Logan took them, read each one, paid attention to every detail. "How often should we give the medicine?" "Every 6 hours. If the fever comes back sooner, you can give it every 4 hours, but not less than that. And for pain, this one works for pain too, and keep them hydrated, lots of water or milk, whatever they'll take. And if it gets worse, come back immediately, but it usually gets better in the first 48 hours. Logan memorized everything, every instruction, every detail. Marina was holding both babies now, one in each arm as always, but she was trembling from the scare, from the exhaustion, from the fear that hadn't completely passed. "Come on," Logan said softly. "Let's go home." At the 24-hour pharmacy, he bought the medicine. He also bought saline solution, wet wipes, a new digital thermometer, everything they might need. In the car on the way back, the babies were calmer. The fever reducer from the hospital was starting to work. Marina leaned her head against the window, eyes closed, exhausted. At home, Logan parked, helped Marina get out, took Liam so she wouldn't have to carry both of them up the stairs. In the room, they put the babies in their cribs. Emma whimpered, Liam too. As they must be hungry, Marina said, her voice tired. I'll make their bottles, you stay with them. Logan, you don't have to. I want to. And he went downstairs before she could argue. In the kitchen, he prepared 2 bottles, warmed them to the right temperature, tested it on his wrist like he had seen Marina do. He went upstairs, handed one to her, picked Liam up and gave the other to the boy. They sat side by side, each with a baby, feeding them in silence. Emma drank a little, stopped, fell asleep. Liam drank more, but he also stopped before he finished. They're tired, Marina whispered. They'll get better. The doctor said it's normal. They put them back in their cribs, covered them, stood there watching. Are you going to sleep? Logan asked. I can't. What if the fever comes back? What if they need me? Then I'll stay up with you. Marina looked at him. Logan, you have to work tomorrow. I'm not going. I'm staying here, with you. But, no buts. I'll call the office. They'll understand. And they stayed. Both of them sitting on the floor next to the cribs, watching the babies sleep, checking their temperatures every hour. At 5 in the morning, Logan went downstairs, made coffee, toast, came up with a tray. Eat something. I'm not hungry. Marina, eat. You need energy. She took a piece of toast, bit into it without appetite, but she ate. At 6 and the babies woke up. Fever again. Not as high, but still there. Logan gave the medicine to Liam. Marina gave it to Emma. They changed their diapers together. Logan did it without flinching, as if he had always done it, as if it were natural. At 7, Chloe woke up, came downstairs sleepy. Daddy, why are you up so early? The babies got sick last night. We went to the hospital. Her face changed immediately. Are they okay? They will be. It's just a virus. Can I see them? You can. But be quiet. They're sleeping again. Chloe tiptoed upstairs, looked at the babies in their cribs, then at Marina sitting on the floor, leaning against the wall, eyes closed but not sleeping. Marina. She opened her eyes. Hi, sweetie. You didn't sleep? No. I was taking care of them. And Daddy, too. Marina looked at Logan. He was changing Emma's diaper, who had woken up again. Yes, him too. Chloe smiled, left quietly. The day passed slowly. Logan called work, told them he wasn't coming in. First time in years he had missed a day. He didn't care. He stayed there, helping, giving medicine, changing diapers, making bottles, preparing light food when the babies would eat a little. Marina watched, in silence, every move he made, every careful action, every patient gesture, and something inside her began to break. In the afternoon, the babies finally slept more deeply. The fever was under control. They were breathing better. Marina left the room, went to the living room, sat on the sofa. Logan came after her, sat on the other side. Silence. And then Marina started to cry. Not loudly, just silent tears streaming down her face. Marina? Why are you doing all this? Her voice came out broken. What? This. Everything. You stayed up all night. You missed work. You took care of the babies as if they were yours. Logan moved closer, sat nearer to her. Why are you doing this? She repeated, looking at him now. Why do you care so much? He held her gaze. Because I want to be here. But why? Because you matter. You, Emma, Liam, Chloe, all of you. You matter to me. Marina shook her head. More tears. And from now on, Logan took her hand. Gently, let me take care of you, all of you. You don't have to do it alone anymore. Logan, I'm serious. Let me be here. Let me help. Let me be a part of this. She sobbed, covered her face with her free hand. I don't know if I can trust this. I know, and that's okay. Take your time. But I'll be here. Every day. Proving that you can trust me. That I'm not going anywhere. Marina looked at him, at his sincere eyes, at the exhaustion on his face too, from the hours spent awake caring for children that weren't technically his, but they were. Somehow, they were. Thank you, she whispered. You don't have to thank me. I do. For everything. For tonight. For everything. He just squeezed her hand. Footsteps on the stairs. Chloe appeared, hair messy from an afternoon nap, a smile on her face. Are the babies better? They are, Marina answered, wiping her face quickly. Chloe came running, jumped on the sofa between them, looked at Marina, at Logan, at the two of them together. Now she's my real mom, right, Daddy? The question came out so naturally, so innocently. Logan looked at Marina. Marina looked back at him, and before anyone could answer, Chloe was already hugging Marina. I knew it. I knew you were going to be my mum. Marina held Chloe, squeezed her tight, her eyes welling up again. Emma started to cry upstairs, a weak cry, but a cry nonetheless. I'll go, Logan said. I'll go too, Chloe offered. They went up together, came back with both babies, Emma in Logan's arms, Liam in Chloe's, who held the boy with all the care in the world. Marina opened her arms. Logan placed Emma in her lap. Chloe handed over Liam, then sat in Marina's lap too, squeezed between the two babies. Marina had Chloe and the two babies in her arms, all three of them. So different. But all hers somehow. Logan watched, standing outside of that hug, but he didn't feel left out, because he saw it. He saw the love there. He saw the family forming. He saw everything he had wanted without knowing he wanted it, and words weren't needed. Confirmations weren't needed. Just that moment, that image. Marina holding the three children. Chloe smiling. Emma and Liam snuggling into their adoptive mother's lap. A family, strange, unconventional, full of complicated stories, but a family. And sometimes, family isn't about blood. It's not about papers. It's not about definitions. It's about love, about presence, about choosing to be there every day, even when it's hard, especially when it's hard. And in that moment, in that room with those four people, Logan knew. He knew he was finally home, for real, complete. 1 month later, the house had changed completely. The once empty walls were now covered with photos, many photos, in frames of all sizes scattered through the living room, the hallway, the kitchen, each one telling a story, each one showing a piece of the family that had formed bit by bit. The first photo on the living room wall showed Chloe holding Emma, the 5-year-old blonde girl with the 1-year-old blonde baby in her lap, both smiling. Emma's little hand on Chloe's face, pure sisterly love. Right next to it, Marina and Chloe in the kitchen, cake batter on the counter, both with their hands covered in flour, laughing so hard that Logan had to capture that moment of pure happiness. In the hallway, right in the center, the photo of the four of them together, Logan hugging Marina from behind. She was holding Emma. He was holding Liam, Chloe in front, hugging the adults' legs, everyone smiling. The first official photo of the complete family. Marina had cried when she saw that photo. Good tears. The tears of someone who finally believed that this was real, that it was hers, that it could last. The house smelled different now. It wasn't just clean, it was life. Life being lived in every corner. It smelled of fresh coffee every morning. Marina woke up early, prepared it, waited for Logan to come downstairs. Good morning, good morning. Simple conversations, comfortable, no more heavy silences. It smelled of home-cooked food every night. Marina cooked because she loved it, because it was her way of showing love. Logan always helped. Chopped vegetables, washed dishes. They talked about their day. How was the office? Long, lots of meetings. And you? Good. The babies are great, growing so much. The house smelled of baby soap. Emma and Liam getting their bath every night, Chloe always helping. "Let me wash Emma's hair." Careful with her eyes. "I know." And she really did know. Chloe had become an expert at taking care of her siblings because they were siblings now for real. In her heart. On a Saturday afternoon, Marina was in the kitchen making cookies, her grandmother's recipe. Chloe beside her on a stool, hands in the dough. "Is this good?" "Perfect." Laughter, flour flying, chocolate chips being taste tested before going into the batter. Logan walked by, stopped, watched. Marina saw him, smiled. "Want to help?" A genuine invitation. "I do." He came in, started rolling balls of dough too. Chloe between the two adults, completely happy. Logan took some flour, threw it at Marina. "Logan! Get him!" Chloe laughed loudly. A flower fight, small, silly, but full of life, full of love. When they stopped, the three of them were covered in white. The kitchen was a mess, but they were laughing so hard. And in the bouncer in the corner, Emma and Liam watched, smiling too when they heard the laughter. At night, bedtime stories became a routine for both of them. Marina and Logan taking turns, each doing a different voice. Chloe in the middle, Emma and Liam in each of their laps. Once upon a time, there was a very brave princess. When they finished, Logan would take Chloe to bed. Marina would take the babies to their room, which now had real decorations, colorful wallpaper, mobiles, a soft rug, a real room for beloved children. "Good night, my loves," Marina would whisper, kissing each of them. Home, for real. One Sunday afternoon, Logan had an idea. "Let's have a picnic on the porch." "I want to," Chloe jumped excitedly. They prepared it together, sandwiches, fruit, cookies. They spread a blanket on the porch, pillows, the babies in the middle. They sat, the four of them, Marina and Logan on one side, Chloe between them, Emma and Liam in front. The sky began to change color, blue turning to orange, then pink, then purple. "It's so beautiful," Chloe whispered. "It really is," Marina agreed. They ate slowly, no rush. Emma tried to grab a cookie. Marina helped her. Liam drooled, trying to bite a banana. Logan wiped his face patiently. "Let's take a picture." Logan took out his phone. Everyone squeezed together. Smile. Click. The photo was a bit crooked. Liam was looking away, but it was perfect, because it was real, because it was theirs. As the sun began to set, they just watched. In silence, the good kind of silence. Chloe was almost asleep, her head on Marina's shoulder. Emma and Liam were already napping. "You know what I realized?" Marina said softly. "What?" "We don't need the past to move forward." She looked at him. "We don't need to keep going back to what went wrong, to what hurt." Logan listened. "We just need to be here." She looked around, at Chloe, at the babies, at the house. Just this, being here, present. Logan took her hand, intertwined their fingers. "You're right. The past will always exist, but it doesn't have to define us. It can just be a bridge to who we are today." Marina squeezed his hand. "And I want to be here. I want this. I want you. All of you." Logan pulled her closer, his arm around her shoulders, Chloe between them. The babies in front. "We're here," he said, "and we're going to stay here. Every day together, together," she repeated and smiled. The sun finished setting, stars began to appear. "Should we go inside? It's getting cold." They picked up a sleeping Chloe. The babies went inside. They put everyone to bed. Chloe in her bed, tucked in, kissed. The babies in their cribs. Also kissed. Also loved. Marina and Logan were alone. In the living room, low light. "Thank you," she said. "For what? For not giving up. For being here. We made this work. Together." She came closer, rested her head on his shoulder. He hugged her, firm, secure. And they stayed like that, just existing, just loving. The next morning, breakfast was noise and mess. Emma spilling juice, Liam throwing food. Chloe chattering about a dream she had. There was a giant unicorn. Marina listened, smiling, cleaning, Logan making toast, humming, chaos, but happy chaos, family chaos. When everyone was ready, Chloe for school, Logan for work. They said goodbye at the door, kisses, hugs, waves. "Bye, Mommy," Chloe yelled from the car. Marina froze, looked at the girl, at Logan. "Mommy," Chloe repeated, naturally, as if it had always been that way. Marina felt her eyes well up. "Bye, my love," she answered, her voice trembling. "Have a great day at school." The car pulled away. Marina stood at the door, Emma in one arm, Liam in the other, watching, and she smiled. A huge, genuine, complete smile, because this was it. This was her. Marina, mother of 3, wife, a real family. The heartaches had become a bridge, the pain had become strength, the past had become a lesson, and the present was beautiful, imperfect, real, but theirs, completely theirs. She went inside, closed the door. The babies wanted to play. The house was waiting. Life went on, and she was ready for everything, for every day, for every moment, because finally she was home, for real, forever. On the walls, the photos would keep increasing, every year, every moment, because every moment was special when shared with those you love. And in that house, in that family, there was no shortage of love. There never would be again, because it had been chosen every single day by all of them. And that daily choice made everything real, lasting, true. The heartaches had been a bridge, and now, on the other side, there was life, there was love, there was home, and they were there, together, finally, completely. Home. Logan watched Marina from the window. She was in the garden with the 3 children. Chloe was running. Emma was crawling fast behind her. Liam was trying to keep up. Marina was laughing, that free laugh he hadn't heard in years. And he realized that this was happiness, simple, real, uncomplicated, just love, just family, just them, and it was more than enough. It was everything. Marina looked at the window, saw him watching, waved, smiled. He waved back, smiled too, and in that moment, without words, without grand promises, just with a look, they knew they had made it, built something beautiful from the ashes, something real from the pain, something eternal from the temporary, a family, their family. And it was perfect in its own imperfect way. If this story touched your heart, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next ones. Leave a like, because it helps this story get recommended to more people. See you in the next story.